Just because the audience laughs doesn't mean it was funny. I am Jesse Dollemore with Statesmith.com. Donald Trump's stock in trade after having said something stupid and unpresidential is to dispatch his representatives who rely on the tired fallback of the president was joking. This weekend, at a speech to donors at Mar-a-Lago, which was closed to the public and to the press, Donald Trump went off the rails praising Chinese President Xi Jinping for forcing through the removal of presidential term limits. This removal effectively makes him the president of China for life. This authoritarian concept, it appeals to Donald Trump, and he let as much be known in audio that was leaked to CNN.
Don't forget, China's great, and Xi is a great gentleman. He's now president for life. President for life. No, he's great. Hey, look, he was able to do that. I think it's great. Maybe we'll have to give that a shot someday. He's the most powerful president in 100 years, person in the 100 years in China. It's great. And he treated us tremendously well when I went over there.
You heard it. Donald Trump didn't have the tone of a joking man. He is once again treading onto territory which has been unprecedented and frankly alarming for the leader of the United States of America, the world's oldest democracy. If this was the first time he had voiced praise for brutal dictatorial leaders across the globe, it would still be troubling. But the fact that he has time and time again heaped compliments and admiration on despots and murderers makes it a serious concern. Let's not forget the time he called Kim Jong-un a smart cookie and said he would be honored to meet with him. The same North Korean leader who had his own uncle and brother murdered and is starving and killing his own people, as well as developing intercontinental ballistic missiles with nuclear capability to threaten the lives of hundreds of millions of people. But Trump compliments him. Or the time he invited Rodrigo Duterte to visit to the White House. Duterte is the president of the Philippines who committed brutal crimes against humanity in seeing to the extrajudicial killing of over 7,000 of his own citizens for suspected involvement with drugs. But Donald Trump seems to feel some kind of kinship with Duterte. Look, Donald Trump has congratulated Erdogan of Turkey after having grabbed more power for himself. He has in the past had positive things to say about both Muammar Gaddafi and Saddam Hussein. And of course, don't forget how Donald Trump has never had a cross word to say about Vladimir Putin, who has had countless journalists murdered and is believed to have orchestrated the several apartment bombings in the 90s, which left hundreds of his own people dead and led to the consolidation of his power. Putin and Trump even had a little laugh together at the press when they met last year at the G20 in Germany. All of this, and Donald Trump has put forward the idea of disarming the First Amendment of the Constitution, disarming it enough to punish people who say things about him that he doesn't like. So, him talking about what a good idea it is to do what President Xi did in China, that's just brushed off by Republicans. If Obama had said that something even remotely similar at the one-year mark of his presidency, people would have been losing their minds, arming themselves and taking to the streets. But because this came out of the mouth of their jackwagon in chief, they laugh it off and call it a joke. Well, it isn't a joke, and it isn't funny. It is dangerous talk from a dangerous man with autocratic machinations.